Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar. I am Zsuzsanna Pető, the host of today's session. Thank you for joining us. There are a few technical informations I would like to share. All audio lines have been muted to ensure the best audio quality. The session is recorded, and after the webinar, we will upload it to our webinar registration page and also to our YouTube channel. In a few days, you will receive the link to the video and the presentation via email. If you have any questions, you can submit it in the Q&A section at any time during the presentation, and at the end, our presenter will answer them. Our presenter today is Stephanie Franz, Product Manager at Building Technologies. Today's topic will be remote services and the new possibilities with Remote Interact. And now I would like to give the floor to Stephanie.
Great. Thank you so much, Susanna, and welcome also from my side to our today's webinar about remote services. In today's session, I would like to give you first an overall information about our remote services and then go a bit more into detail about our app development, which we call Remote Interact, because this is really something where we can create further benefit and where we can expect many new features also in the near future. So, first, I want to share you some feedback that we were gathering among the past years. And I want to show you what we did with this feedback. So first of all, in a research that we did in 2019, we asked our system integrators, one big group of our customers, how many systems do you have to manage? And the average system number that each system integrator named to us was 88 systems. That means it's quite a big challenge to have the transparency about all the installed bases. And we also ask, what's the thing that you would like and request the most? And most of them said, I need to know what is going on in real time, and I need to know what is going on in the field. But also, of course, they want to limit the traveling time to their clients, especially when information is limited. We made also here research, and the outcome was that usually 2 out of 3 service cases can even be solved remotely. So why traveling there if you can solve problems for your end customer also remotely? Another point was that maintenance is always a lot of paperwork. So after testing systems, after doing maintenance and service calls to the customer, you always have to do a lot of paperwork. You have to prove what you have done, you have to write down how many detectors you have tested, etc. And here we are saying this is also valuable time that technicians spend just doing the paperwork after the maintenance calls. Looking a bit further to the end customer, we asked them, of course, as well. And their top priority is to stay informed about their fire system, and they want to immediately know if something is going on or happening or is not working properly. So there are various customers, user groups, of course. This can be either the system integrator, this can be the safety manager of a company, or it can also be the owner of a company who wants to be informed and wants to know what is happening on site on his premise. Looking now again to the system integrators, of course, they want to offer this kind of service to their end customers. So they want to offer enhanced customer service. That means additional value adding service that brings more benefit to the end customers. Taking these challenges, we said, well, we already launched remote services in 2018, but with having this information, we want, of course, extend our services to generate more value for our customers. But for today's session, I want to give you a quick overview about all the 4 valuable services that we already have. And I will go into a brief explanation what which service can deliver to you and to your customer if you're a system integrator, of course. The first service, and of course the basic service, is Remote Connect for connecting of the system to the panel. Next, we have a service called Remote Alert, providing notifications via email and text messages. And the largest service at the moment we have is Remote Maintenance, where we utilize the Fire system data and provide service and maintenance information mainly to system integrators. In addition, we want to show you, of course, also the latest member of the remote service family, which is Remote Interact, our mobile phone application. Before we start into each service one by one, I want to say some more sentences about our remote services in total. For us, it was very important that it's fast and simple to get our system connected. To lower here the hurdles for the customers and also for the system integrators to introduce the service. On the other hand, as we are Bosch, also security was a big point and one of our key developments that we did on our remote service solutions. So the target is that you can install our remote service solutions in less than 30 minutes. And here we are talking about the full package. Of course, installing the app is way easier and way faster. We also wanted to make the installation as easy as possible so that you don't need a special IT background. And as mentioned before, the security is a big part, and I will also show you an overview about the security concept later. So the first service we have is, as I already mentioned, Remote Connect. This is a basic connection of our fire alarm system. That means our Avana system or our FPA system to the cloud and to our security service. Remote Connect enables you to configure, service, and troubleshoot your fire system via remote. Here you can see on the right-hand side the basic setup about our remote services. So you have on the customer side your fire panel installed, which you can can see here. And we have the secure network gateway. And via the cloud, we are connecting to the Bosch security service. And through the security service, you can also connect RPS, our remote programming software, to the service and get the information that we stored here in an easy-to-use front end. And of course, our app is connected as well to the security service. And I mentioned that we have best-in-class security measures. I say this because we have a 3-layer security concept behind us. So first of all, via our secure network gateway, we have a certificate exchange between our security server, and we have an encrypted connection also to our fire panel. This is the first layer. The second layer is that we have the same certificate exchange also for our remote programming software, the RPS. And here we also have an encrypted connection to the security server. And at the end, the security server itself also checks then the identity of the panel and of the RPS programming to allow only access to site that the user is assigned to. This is our third security layer. We use the same concept also for our app integration. That means also the connection from the mobile phone to our server is secured. And this is why we say we have the best-in-class security concept integrated in our remote services. To give you a brief look how it looks like, I just made a screenshot of our remote programming software. So here on the screen, you can see the RPS system that you can use offline, but also online. And via RPS, you can also open, as you can see it here, a remote terminal and get all information. That means all messages as you would receive in front of the fire alarm system. You can also do all the triggers, do a reset, for example, and everything else. That means everything can be done also via remote when opening the remote terminal and getting the fire system displayed into the cloud. Via the remote programming software, also many things can be solved remotely. May it be an exchange of a label of a device, for example, or may it be even a configuration exchange. This can all be done from remote. And that means that also various business concepts are possible here. For example, you have a specialist sitting in the office and the technicians on site, and the technicians on site can ask for help from a very highly trained person. Our second service that we are offering is Remote Alert. Remote Alert helps you to stay informed about your fire system via mail and text messages. That means you can receive automatic generated notification. You can also customize the information while using our user management. We are offering 3 different roles in our remote service management. First, it's of course the customer role, which is often the end customer, for example, a safety manager. In addition, we have a technician access for the field technicians who are maintaining the system, repairing it, meaning being really on site. And we have administrators, and these are typically in the office. So, for example, the manager of the system integrator is managing a bigger number of systems and is having the overview about the customers and about the systems in the field. So here I put in another screenshot out of the system. So what you receive with a remote alert in the remote portal is first of all an event history. You can see it here. I hope it's not too small. So you see all the events that happened. For example, connectivity can be offline, as it is shown here in the system, but it could be also a trouble message, a warning, or it could also be a fire alarm in the worst case scenario. So you see here all the information about your system that you have been installed. And you can see all the alert subscribers, you can see it here, that receive then also the text messages and or the emails. And with our user management, you can also decide who receives which information. So maybe the end customer only wants to be informed in case of an alarm and not for an info message. This can be set here accordingly. The third service that we offer is remote maintenance. And as I mentioned before, remote maintenance is the most powerful service that we have. It is to run the system maintenance remotely to improve service and maintenance in the field, but also to give you some valuable information upfront as service and maintenance call via the remote portal. Remote maintenance also allows you to access live fire system data, like data analysis, charts, and tools for system maintenance, even before reaching the site. It helps you also to prepare the documentation after your maintenance call. You can use also a tablet at the maintenance call itself. So that means we optimize the user interface of our remote portal, especially for tablets, and you can carry the device with you while doing the maintenance. We also store a service history within our remote portal that helps you to provide the information to the end customer. That means it helps the system integrator to provide the maintenance documentation to the client after the service call. So we are very proud that we are sending a lot of device information to our remote portal, as you can see it here. And those device information we, of course, are also analyzing and evaluating. So we send, for example, you can see it here, temperature value of the sensors. We give, of course, group addresses, sensor type, sensor name, the working hours of detectors, and we also give indication about the pollution of detectors, and so on. And all these information are displayed in a clear text status. That means the remote portal is not only displaying the information that are coming out of the fire panel, we also implemented some algorithm here to give you value-added information about the raw data that the panel sends out. For example, we are using several values to calculate the pollution of a detector. So we do not simply display the pollution counter that we have in a panel. We show within our status here a clear text evaluation what needs to be done. And this you can see here on the screen. Yeah, to give you also a glance how it looks like in the remote portal, here you see some of our detectors. And here you can see also the information, what type of device is installed, and you can see here the serial number. And of course, also the pollution value of the detector, working hours, and EMC values that are influencing the system. And as mentioned before, you get here your clear text message, and here the system is running okay, or in case there's some issue, then you get a message that anything or something you need to do. With these reports, we really want to create transparency from system integrators to the end customers, and we want to give the option that the system integrator provides the information, but also, looking at this table here again, we want to give the system integrator, before doing the maintenance call, a clear indication what needs to be done within this service and maintenance call. So these were the 3 services that we have launched already a couple of years ago. Of course, we are always improving and further developing those services as well. As I mentioned at the beginning, for the sessions today, I also want to focus on the latest member of our Remote Fire service family. So with Remote Interact, our remote fire safety app, we want to enable integrators and end customers to stay informed about their fire system all the time by using their own hardware, meaning their own iOS or Android smartphone or tablet. With the first release, which we did in spring 2021, the users were able to receive push notification on their smartphone in case of an event on the fire panel. Here, it is also possible, via the user management in the remote portal, as I mentioned before, to select the type of notifications that the respective user would like to receive. For example, as we also designed the app for the end users will not receive all the information from the system, as they will not be interested about, for example, every single info or trouble message from the system. This might be more relevant for the system integrators. So first of all, it's important to say that we use for the app the same credentials and the same user management like we have in the remote portal. That makes it easy for you to remember your credentials, of course, as you use simply the same credentials as you normally use for the login to the remote portal. With just a few simple steps, you can assign your fire system to your app, because you may not want to receive alerts from all of your installed bases. You can also manage which user receives from which system the alert. And in the app itself, you can see it here, you get an overview about all the alerts and notifications. You will see here not only the alerts from the push notification that you have selected, but you can load all historical alerts from the past months. So you see here in this example a lot of notification on the app screen. This is so because the app here is connected to our internal test and training system. And of course, here came up a lot of fire alerts and trouble messages during the training. But you can see here a full overview about your system. You can see, for example, which device is triggered, the event, and of course, you can see also the date and the timestamp. If you want to have more information on a notification, you can simply click on a notification, and then you will receive a detailed view, which you can see here. And here you have also more information that may be more designed for system integrators. So here you can see, for example, also the physical address, the system ID, and some more information about the event that happened. On the right-hand side here, I want to show you a small video which was made from one of our customers right after we launched the app. So I try now to start the video. So you can see here that he's using a remote terminal to look at his system. And when he triggers an alarm on the system, he received the same alarm more or less in parallel, also on his smartphone as a push notification. And when he clicks on it, you can see all the detailed information in our app. So you can see that there's almost no delay time in receiving the notifications on your smartphone. Which may also be quite interesting for you is what we will do in our next release, which is planned to be in July. And of course, we will add here some more features to our app. So first of all, it will now be possible to not only display the notifications for all systems in one overview, but we have adapted the structure from our remote portal. And thus it's possible to first select the groups and then choose a system for which you want to display the historical notifications. In addition, it will also be possible now to filter the notifications by individual or even multiple event types, which you can see here. I can select here, for example, that I only want to have trouble messages displayed in order to see as a system integrator whether I have to react to certain messages. Furthermore, we will also integrate a share function, which you can see here, which means that it will be possible to share this information, so the event information, with a third person when calling up the detail view of an event. This person does not necessarily have to have the app on the smartphone, so it's also possible to inform people on site at short notice or to provide them with further details. And as said before, it's not necessary that the person has the app or also the login data or access to the panel themselves. Just for your information, we will have quite a short development cycle for our app releases, meaning we have several releases per year, and with each release we try to add more benefits, of course, to our customers. So, how do you get the app? This is quite easy, as you can imagine. So you can download the Remote Fire Safety app free of charge, either from the App Store or from Google Play. That means you can scan directly the QR codes provided here to the store that you need on the slide. The license is included in your current license package from the remote portal. That means if you already have a remote service enabled system in the field, then you can get the app free of charge for as many users as you want connected to the system via the app. That makes it also easy for the end customers that may want to use the service to get relevant information on time on their mobile phone. Just for your information, at the moment, our remote fire safety app is available in 40 different countries, though I think there's a good chance that the app is available in your country as well. And if not, and if you like to use it, of course, feel free to add this in the Q&A session. So this was it in a nutshell about our remote services. And in the end, of course, the question is, what are the benefits of remote services for different groups of customers? The benefits that we see for our end customers are that we want to enhance safety and business continuity. That means we want to enable continuous monitoring by the system integrators. So we want to make it easy for our system integrators that they can react quicker in a critical solution, or better, yet can prevent a critical situation in advance by receiving info and trouble messages. And of course, we want to enable better maintenance. At the same time, we want to have peace of mind. That means we want to enable our end customers to be informed about their fire alarm system and that they can receive a message if something is happening to the system in the field where they have to react to. Also here, we can expect more features in the future. Our target is clearly that we want to enable even more services also for end customer. that they have more benefit out of the fire alarm system. Of course, beside the high-class protection that we offer with our fire alarm system. For our system integrators, the benefits of the remote service solution are quite obvious. For a better overview, we have divided the benefits here into 3 different pillars. One of the most important advantages, especially in times of staff shortages and limited capacities, is the significant gain in efficiency. In our experience, 2 out of 3 cases can also be solved remotely, which can significantly reduce traveling time. Also, since you have access to customer data before the service visit, it is possible to allocate best technicians and resources for maintenance and upgrades. The automatically generated maintenance report can save additional manual documentation time, and it also ensures that nothing is overlooked or forgotten. Another important point is, of course, that we enable system integrators to create more customer value through an improved service offering. With remote services, you can have a 24/7 access and availability for programming and service. In addition, with our remote alert and remote interact notification, there is no need to actively check the system in the remote portal all the time. In the event of a fault message, you are simply notified via the selected communication channel. So it's easy for you to reduce the reaction time to critical situations. Furthermore, the automatic maintenance report also makes the way of working transparent for the end customer, which generates even more trust in your work. With remote services, however, you can not only improve your service offering, but also expand to new services. Since accurate information about the devices is provided via the remote portal, in many cases, this enables maintenance of the devices instead of simply replacing them. And of course, our remote fire safety app in particular makes it possible to provide the end customer with exactly the information about their system that they need on site. If you are now interested in our remote services and also in corresponding customer testimonials, I recommend you to scan the QR code that we show here on this slide. And you will be directed to our testimonial page. And here you can find the user stories, for example, from 2 different system integrators in Latin America. And they explain here how they are impressing their customers and winning more business due to the remote services. If you're now excited about what you just heard and are considering using our remote services, here I have some more good news for you. At the moment, we are offering a promotion, and that is if you buy a remote secure gateway, you will get a 1-year license for our remote services for free, which actually means that you will get a free license for 1 year and 3 months because the 3-month trial license is already pre-installed on every gateway. This offer has already started and it is valid until the end of September this year. And if you have more information or any question concerning this offering, please contact your local Bosch representative. And that brings me to the end of my presentation for today. I hope there was some interesting information for you. For further information, you are also welcome to use the QR code shown here on the slide to go to our remote service product page. And I think now we will go into the question and answer session. And I hope that you already posted some questions. I will check that in a minute. Just one more information here. I try to answer as many questions as possible in the call. If I cannot answer your question here right away due to time constraints or because it concerns a more specific topic, don't worry, we will answer all other questions after the call within the next days via email. And if you have any further questions or comments after this webinar, you can also ask them afterwards in the Speak to an Expert section on this page, which you can reach also via the QR code that is shown here on this slide. So just give me a second to check if there are any questions. Okay, first question is, when will the Bosch Fire app be available in Eastern Europe? Okay, for this question, maybe I have here a slide also in the backup. Oops, sorry, this was too. So those are the countries listed where our app is currently available. And I think there are also some countries from Eastern Europe included, like Poland, Romania, Serbia, and maybe some others. So if you have a special country in mind, please also put it here in the Q&A session, and we will see if we can include it as in our next release. Next question. When will be the release of the new version of the app? Yeah, as I said before, we planned this for July, so next month, and I think around the 10th of July. If you have the app already installed on your smartphone, then, and if you have the have the checkbox signed that you will get updates automatically, then the app will also update automatically. If not, you will receive anyway an info message that there's an update for the app available. So you can also download it now and get automatically the update when it's available. Okay, I have here another question. Can we change the panel programming from remote? Yes, of course you can. I showed before our RPS, our remote programming system. And here you can do, for example, firmware update, change the settings of your devices. You can also change, for example, day mode settings for the panel. You can change labeling and remove detectors, bypass detectors if it's necessary for maintenance issues, or if you have any issues in the field where this makes it necessary. Next question is there an alarm coming as alert when the connection to the panel is lost? Yes, we have, if there's the connection loss from the panel to the remote portal, and with this also to the remote alert, we will have an alert which is called connectivity. And then it's a saying that at the moment the system is offline, and you will also receive another alert when the system is online again. So next question here. Regarding installation, what can we say to our IT department? Is there something they have to take care of? Yes, we also have an information here next to also the backup. We have here a panel networking guide, which will provide you all the necessary information. This is, for example, the networking guide for our Avener and also for the FPA panels. If you're interested in downloading it, you can scan also the QR code that I provided here on this slide. And there are all the necessary information listed here, which will be quite informative for your IT department. Okay. Okay, I have here another question. which I think is a bit more specific. I think I will answer this because it's quite a detailed question later on via email. So, last chance for adding questions. Okay. If there are no further questions, then I would like to thank you again for joining this webinar. I hope you enjoyed it and have now a bit more information about our remote services. And yeah, if you like it, we would great if you join our webinars again. Thank you.
As you heard, now we are at the end of our session. Thank you for your participation. As I said at the beginning, we will share the contents with you in a few days. In case if you have any further questions, please contact us. We are looking forward to seeing you in our webinars in the future. Goodbye.
Thank you and goodbye.